The lawyer looked me dead in the eye and said 6 words that changed everything. Your grandfather left you a condition. I'm sitting there in this mahogany office in downtown Chicago, 26 years old, thinking I'm about to inherit my grandfather's estate. Thomas Chen had built a real estate empire from nothing. 40 properties across Illinois. Net worth around $23 million. And I was his only grandson. My parents died when I was 8, car accident. And Grandpa Thomas raised me himself. Fed me, clothed me, put me through Northwestern. He was everything to me. He died 3 months ago, heart attack. I was holding his hand. Now his lawyer, Gerald Morrison, slides a document across his desk, and I see my grandfather's handwriting on top, my actual inheritance letter. "Read it aloud, Ryan," Gerald said. So I did. "Ryan, my boy, if you're reading this, I'm gone. And I need you to understand something. The money I'm leaving you, all $23 million of it, comes with one condition. You must give away $20 million of it within 1 year to strangers, people you don't know, people who need it. Document every dollar, every story. If you fail, everything goes to charity and you get nothing. Choose wisely. Love? Grandpa Thomas." I stared at the paper. "This is a joke, right?" I asked. Gerald shook his head. "He was very serious," he said. "He set up a special trust. I'm the executor. You have exactly 12 months from today. You keep $3 million no matter what. That's yours free and clear. But the other $20 million, you give it away or you lose it all." "Why would he do this?" I asked. "He didn't say," Gerald replied. "But knowing Thomas, he wanted to teach you something." I walked out of that office completely stunned. $20 million, give it away? To strangers? My girlfriend Brooklyn was waiting in the car. We'd been together 2 years. She worked in marketing, ambitious as hell, always talking about the life we'd build together. "So?" she asked immediately. "How much?" $23 million, I told her. She screamed. Actually screamed right there in the parking garage, threw her arms around me. Started talking about houses and vacations and investments and, "There's a catch," I said. Her smile faltered. "What kind of catch?" she asked. I explained the whole thing, the condition, the timeline. Her face went through about 5 different expressions before settling on something I couldn't quite read. "So you have to give away $20 million to random people?" she asked. "Yeah," I confirmed. She was quiet for a long moment. Then she smiled again, but it was different now, tighter. "Well, I guess we better make sure you do it right," she said. That night she made a spreadsheet, divided the money into categories, percentages. She had the whole thing planned out in like 2 hours. "We donate to established charities," she said. "Big ones. Document everything, easy. Then you keep the $3 million and we're set." "I don't think that's what Grandpa meant," I told her. "Ryan, it's your money," she replied. "Well, technically it will be. Don't overthink this." But I couldn't stop thinking about it. Why would Grandpa Thomas do this? He wasn't cruel. He wasn't trying to trick me. Everything he ever did had a purpose, a lesson. I started small. There was a homeless guy named Dennis who always sat outside the 7-Eleven near my apartment. I'd seen him for years but never really talked to him. That week I stopped. "Dennis, right?" I said. He looked up, surprised anyone knew his name. "Yeah," he responded. "I'm Ryan. Can I buy you dinner?" I offered. We went to a diner. He told me a story. Veteran, Iraq, came back with PTSD, lost his job, lost his wife, lost his apartment, been on the streets for 3 years. "What would you do if someone gave you a fresh start?" I asked. He laughed bitterly. "Nobody gives fresh starts to guys like me, kid," he said. "What if someone did?" I pressed. "I paid off his debts, got him into a studio apartment, first month's rent covered, connected him with a VA counselor I found online. Total cost $8,000. The look on his face when I handed him the apartment keys, I can't even describe it. He cried. This big, tough veteran just broke down crying in my car. "Why?" he kept asking. "Why would you do this for me?" "Because someone gave me a chance once," I said, "and I think you deserve one too." I documented everything, took photos, wrote down his story. That night I felt something I hadn't felt since Grandpa died. Purpose. Brooklyn was less impressed. $8,000 on a homeless guy? She said. Ryan, that's not strategic. You need to think bigger, systematic. It felt right, I told her. Feelings don't matter here, she replied. You have a deadline. But feelings did matter. I realized that every time I gave money away, every time I saw someone's life change. There was Maria, a single mom working 3 jobs. I paid off her student loans and gave her enough to quit 2 of those jobs, $47,000. There was James, a kid who got accepted to MIT but couldn't afford it. Full scholarship from me. 4 years, $280,000. There was the Martinez family who lost everything in a house fire. I bought them a new house, fully furnished, $340,000. I started a YouTube channel documenting everything. Not for clout, I never showed my face, but because Gerald said I needed documentation. The channel blew up. People loved watching these stories. Watching lives change. Within 3 months, I had 800,000 subscribers, and that's when things got complicated. Brooklyn started acting strange, distant. She'd always been supportive at first, but now she seemed annoyed. Every time I told her about someone I'd helped, she'd just nod and change the subject. You okay? I asked one night. Fine, just tired, she replied. But she wasn't fine. I found out why 2 weeks later. I came home early from meeting a family in Naperville, walked into our apartment, and heard Brooklyn on the phone in the bedroom. I know, Mom, I know, she was saying, but he's giving it all away to random people. Pause. No, I've tried. He won't listen. He's obsessed with this project. Pause. If he doesn't keep more of it, I don't know if I can stay with him. What's the point? My stomach dropped. She kept talking. He had $23 million, and he's going to end up with $3 million? That's nothing in the long run. That's not the life I signed up for. I backed out quietly, sat in my car for an hour, processing. The woman I loved was with me for money I didn't even have yet. And now that I was giving it away, she was planning to leave. That night I didn't confront her. I just watched her, really watched her. The way she looked at her phone constantly. The way she flinched when I talked about helping people. The way she smiled, but it never reached her eyes anymore. 3 days later, she brought it up herself. Ryan, we need to talk about your spending, she said. My spending? I asked. You've given away almost $14 million in 8 months, she said. That's insane. You could be investing that, building something for us. This is what Grandpa wanted, I replied. Your grandfather is dead. She actually shouted it. He's dead, Ryan. And you're throwing away your future, our future, because of some weird test he created. It's not a test, it's a lesson, I said. Then what's the lesson? She demanded. Be poor? Help strangers while the people who actually love you get nothing? There it was, the truth. You think you should get some of this money, I said quietly. I've been with you for 2 years, she shot back. I've supported you through everything. Yes, I think I deserve something. But you didn't support me through this, I said. You've hated it from day one. Her face went red. Because it's stupid. You're being stupid. I nodded slowly. I think you should leave. What? She said. Pack your things, move out. We're done, I told her. She stared at me like I'd slapped her. You're breaking up with me? Over money you're giving away anyway? No, I said. I'm breaking up with you because you were only with me for money I never even had. And because the moment I chose something meaningful over something profitable, you checked out. She left that night, screaming, crying, telling me I'd regret this, that I was making the biggest mistake of my life. But I didn't feel regret. I felt lighter. The next morning, my YouTube channel comment section was flooded. Someone had leaked that Brooklyn and I broke up, and people were taking sides, half saying I was an idiot for choosing charity over my girlfriend, half saying she was toxic and I dodged a bullet. I didn't respond to any of it. I just kept going. Month 9, I helped a veteran start a business. $120,000. Month 10, I paid for 12 families' medical bills. $890,000. Month 11, I funded an entire community center in a poor neighborhood, $1.2 million. By month 12, I'd given away $19.8 million. I had $200,000 left to distribute in 1 week to do it. That's when I met Sophie. She was a barista at a coffee shop I'd started frequenting, always smiling, always kind. We talked a few times about nothing important, weather, coffee, books. She had no idea who I was or what I'd been doing. One day I noticed she looked exhausted. "Rough shift?" I asked. She laughed weakly. "Rough year," she said. "But who's counting?" "What happened?" I asked. She hesitated, then shrugged. "My little brother has leukemia," she told me. "We've been doing treatments for 8 months. I work 3 jobs to help cover what insurance won't. But it's not enough. We might have to stop treatment." My heart sank. "How much do you need?" I asked. "For everything? About $180,000, she said. "But that's impossible, so we're just taking it day by day." I came back the next day with a check for $200,000. She looked at it and went completely pale. "What is this?" she asked. "I don't understand." I explained everything. My grandfather, the inheritance, the condition, the year I'd spent helping strangers. "You're the last one," I said. "The last person I get to help." Sophie started crying right there behind the counter. "Why me?" she asked. "Because you're kind," I told her. "Because you work 3 jobs for your brother. Because when I asked about your rough day, you still smiled. Because I think your brother deserves to live." She hugged me. This complete stranger hugged me and cried into my shoulder. And I realized this was what Grandpa Thomas wanted me to understand. Money isn't about having it. It's about what you do with it, who you help, who you become in the process. I called Gerald that afternoon. "It's done," I said. "All 20 million, documented, every penny." He laughed. "I know," he replied. "I've been watching your channel, Ryan. Your grandfather would be so proud." "Can I ask you something?" I said. Did he know this would happen? Did he know I'd figure it out? Gerald was quiet for a moment. "He told me something once," he said. He said, "Ryan has a good heart, but the world will try to harden it. This will either break him or make him unbreakable. I'm betting on unbreakable." I hung up and just sat there, processing everything, the money, Brooklyn, Dennis, Maria, James, Sophie, all of it. 3 weeks later, I got the final inheritance transfer, $3 million, all mine, no conditions. I kept $1 million for myself, invested wisely, bought a modest house, nothing crazy. The other $2 million? I put it into a foundation. The Thomas Chen Fresh Start Foundation, continuing what I'd been doing, helping people, giving chances. Sophie's brother went into remission 6 months later. She invited me to his 10th birthday party. I went. Met her whole family. They thanked me about 1,000 times. "You saved his life," her mom said. "No," I replied. "I just helped. You saved him by never giving up." Sophie and I started dating eventually, slowly, carefully. She didn't want my money. She had no idea I still had some set aside. She just liked me, the real me, the one who'd spent a year learning what actually mattered. Last week I visited Grandpa Thomas's grave. "I get it now," I said out loud. "You weren't testing me. You were teaching me. That real wealth isn't what you keep, it's what you give. It's the lives you change, the people you help, the person you become when you choose compassion over comfort." The wind rustled the leaves above me, and I swear I could feel him smiling. Brooklyn reached out eventually, apologized, said she made a mistake, asked if we could try again. I politely declined. Some bridges once burned should stay ashes. Dennis got a job doing maintenance at an apartment complex. He's 3 years sober now, sends me Christmas cards. Maria started her own business. She's thriving. James is a sophomore at MIT, wants to be an engineer, says he's going to change the world. And me? I'm still making videos, still helping people, still learning that my grandfather's greatest gift wasn't $23 million. It was showing me that true wealth is measured by how many lives you touch, not how much you accumulate. That giving away everything was the only way to truly have it all. And that sometimes The people who love you for who you are worth infinitely more than the people who love you for what you have. The lesson Grandpa Thomas taught me is simple but profound. Money is just paper until you use it to write someone's better story. Real inheritance isn't what's left in your bank account when you die, it's what's left in people's hearts because you lived. He gave me millions, but more importantly, he gave me purpose. And that's the one thing I'll pass on to whoever comes after me, just like he passed it to me. Because in the end, we're not remembered for what we kept. We're remembered for what we gave away. If this story inspired you or made you rethink what real wealth means, hit that like button and tell me in the comments. If you had to give away $20 million, who would you help first and why? Your answer might spark someone else's change. And of course, subscribe for more stories that remind us what truly matters.